Good morning.
Good morning, David.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm very good. How's your partner doing?
Okay, so we have another test to go through tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow's the big one. Tomorrow's the PET scan
Ah,
to see if there's anything anywhere else in his body. So that one's stressful to wait for.
yeah,
And then we meet with the surgeon on Monday and determine next steps, but a lot of it will depend on the results of the PET scan.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
one day at a
remember,
time. We're just doing one day at a time. It's,
yeah, I remember going through that test.
yeah, yeah. I, I mean, he's never had one before, nor have I. I mean, it's pretty much like a CAT scan, isn't it?
Well, sort of. It depends where they're checking.
Yeah, primarily, head and torso, head
Yeah,
to torso. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Is that where you had it?
well, it was in relation to my prostate. So,
Yeah,
so they were more focused on my abdominal area than
yeah, yeah.
because it had progressed quite far at that point, and they didn't know, what else there was.
Huh. Oh,
Fortunately,
we're
there
getting
wasn't anything.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Linda.
we're getting a lot of echo. Yeah. I wonder why.
I
I
don't.
have, yeah, okay.
Are you on a different device, Linda?
I am. Is that what's causing the echo, I wonder?
I think so.
Let's see. Hmm. David, remind me of what the microphone and settings should be for this.
Um,
Do you,
Probably pretty high because, well, it depends how close you are to the microphone. I'm quite a ways away, so I turn it up to full.
are you still getting? Let me start switching some of these things.
No, no, I'm not. We're not getting it now.
Okay.
Okay. How about when I talk? Are you getting any echo now, David?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because I was not getting the echo at all. So I just turned on the noise removal. And I
Oh,
think that that might actually have worked for us.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
No. What
When
are you on a tablet, Linda?
no, I'm on my laptop, but it's an
Ah.
old laptop and it just updated Zoom for me. When the pandemic first started, and we tried to do music lessons, piano lessons on Zoom, we got very, very familiar with a lot of those settings because
Oh,
what makes Zoom so good for a meeting like this makes it really horrible for musicians because it takes the volume, and if you go over too big of a volume or go too low for a volume, it squeezes it into a range, which is not what a musician wants.
yeah.
And if it gets
Exactly.
too far away from the source of the sound, it thinks it's background and it cuts it out.
Oh
And
boy.
so unless I had my microphone right in the piano, it just didn't work. So I don't use Zoom except for stuff like this.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does not work. So
It's funny you say that because my son is also a music teacher, piano teacher, and he said exactly the same thing. He said, "Oh, it was horrible trying to do it during COVID through Zoom and but you got through it. Yeah, yeah.
we did. We did. Let me see if I can put some more backlighting on this so I don't look like I'm sitting here in the dark because I'm really not. And of course, my little buddy wants to join the Zoom. He loves every Zoom we do.
Oh.
Aha.
So I don't think that helped a lot. Let me see. Got another one.
Oh, goodness.
He's to the point where he would rather be attached to the hip with me if he could.
Isn't that true of all cats?
Yeah, yeah.
I came down here this morning and they both followed me. So,
I know I'm waiting, David, to see them in the background, walking around, and so Joanne will get the benefit today of having them on her lap or
yeah.
whatever. They are the most affectionate cats. Oh my goodness. With people that they don't know. That's what
Oh, yeah.
surprises me. It's just, yeah, they go right up to strangers, as if they expect to be accepted
Yeah.
by everyone.
They
Which
feel
which
no
they are.
threat.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Um,
I think you've told me before, David. How old are they now? Eh,
um, they're almost a year.
oh, they're young then. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they we got them when they were about 4 months. Good morning, children.
Didn't expect to be back here. Am I the only one here? Or is
You
this-
are. You could sit in the other chair.
It's in the other chair.
You don't have to sit in that one.
Ah, there they go. Here they
There's
are.
one.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
the greeter has arrived. Oh, but I
My,
can't tell which one. Is that Moki or is that Mango? I can't tell.
Um, I have to get close enough to see. That's Smokey.
Oh, okay.
morning, everybody. Sorry we weren't all
Good
together.
I know. Good morning,
Happened that
Joanne.
they have a meeting with somebody who lives in East Haddam, so well, let's just meet here rather than we usually meet in London.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I have no idea what time it is.
Only a few minutes after.
And it's 10:03. Okay. So what's happening with your meditation? Any questions or thoughts at the moment?
It's still stirring up a lot of stuff. It's
Yeah.
stirring up a lot of stuff.
Well,
Which is good. Which is
yep,
good.
it
It
is what
just
happens. Part
takes
of
some time.
why you need to be brave in doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've said this before, and maybe yesterday to David, is this that I'm finding there's a great connection between our Wednesday class and the meditation at this point. So I really
Yep.
feel like each is enriching the other
Yeah.
in terms of the meditation aspect of this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I have quite a bit I want to do with the meditation section, so I'm going to ask you to do a short heaven and earth today. Just do just do 6 repetitions.
Sure.
Really short. Really short.
It's short this weekend, right?
Yeah. And but be very aware of the energy, because remember that one of our primary purposes is to develop awareness of the energy, but to get the energy moving, because that can really be useful as we're progressing through our meditation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, would you care where I stand?
I don't
or
care
what?
where, I have no. I'm just gonna sit over here so I can.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Good. That was actually very nice. It seemed to me I could see real progress uh, with everybody. Particularly Carol, you seem to have. Hmm, I'm not quite sure how to say it. It became much more internal today.
Mm.
Um, it was very nice to see. One thing I think I would remind all of you to remember that when you are bending, that you are bending from the middle of the spine, just not the qua. I mean, the qua is bending, but as as the lower part of the curve.
Mhm.
So, any question about that?
No.
Okay.
No, I found last week you bent my shoulders and I found just a, I didn't think I was raising my shoulders, but once I really relaxed them, kind of changed everything in some way. Yeah.
Oh, it does. It changes particularly for you, changes the ability to open and close
Mhm.
the shoulder
Yes.
cavities.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so that's really important.
And you don't think you're doing something because I'm not doing
No.
this, you know.
That's
It was
right.
just it's almost more of a tension than a raising. It
Yeah.
felt like, well, I wasn't looking in the mirror,
Yeah.
but just being aware of that did change. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
David, I think the most helpful suggestion you gave me last year was reminding me to keep my elbows in on one when
yeah.
I'm coming up. And boy, did that change the energy between my hands coming up. It's
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I could feel the energy ball coming up in a
Good.
way that I hadn't before.
Uh-huh.
And I think coming up to two, you were right. I was hyperextending to get my arms
Mm.
open, and I needn't have gone so far back. And that made it feel much more comfortable. Realizing I didn't have to have perfectly horizontal elbows.
Good.
So that helped. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, when you look at all forms of meditation, you have to be present, because if you are not present, you will not know if meditation occurs, even if it walked right in front of you. So we have gone into various kinds of presence because there is a whole range from the ordinary in the world to great spiritual presence. And one of the things you realize in meditation is that when you have presence, it brings forth awareness. And if you are present in a situation in your awareness will become heightened. Then the next big thing is, what are you being present to? There are different things that you can be present to, especially in Taoist meditation, where there are various things you want to be present to. You want to be present to your body, and you want to be present to the energy in your body. And you want to be present and aware of whether the energy in your body is clear or blocked. And once you can recognize what is blocked, which can mean all sorts of things, then by relieving the blockage, you relieve what is blocked. So let's think about it at the moment in the most simple way. For instance, if you have a bad neck and you are not aware of what's going on in your neck, that's giving your neck pain. What's giving your neck pain? If you are not present to that, then you sort of half notice and half don't notice. And the result is that you may never get rid of that neck pain, and it will keep on coming back. If you have a blocked blood vessel and you don't release it, that blood vessel can remain blocked forever. And possibly in the worst case scenario, you could get a stroke or an embolism. But with emotions, if you're not present to what your emotions are, you only notice some of them, but you don't notice other ones. And then you can very easily get very dramatic about emotions, making things bigger than what they are, or for that matter, making them smaller than what they should be. So emotions are part of living. Now, when we began, we looked at just being present to your breath, something actually really simple. Can you be present when you inhale and when you exhale without spacing out? And at home, when you look at when you cook a meal, it is a really good idea to be present to the stove, because when people are not present to the stove, you get fires. And when people are not present to what they are cooking, it can come out tasting really terribly. So I want you to sit. You're very aware that you're in the appropriate structure. And take a moment to focus on your breath. Letting as much of the longevity breathing develop through your entire body. Letting the breath slow and lengthen. And the first thing as you sit, just to allow yourself to settle. Let your body relax. Let your mind settle. You'll let it move away from its constant state of anxiety. Jumping to this and jumping to that. Just let it settle. Like when you sit in a chair. First thing is for your rear end to settle in a chair and be comfortable and not constantly squirming. So let your mind settle. Sitting in a chair is absolutely fine. You don't have to sit on the floor because you don't meditate with your behind. You meditate with your mind. When you are sitting, keep your back straight, and that may be enough. For example, emperors in ancient China used to commonly meditate sitting in a chair while they held audiences with people coming in front of them and while they decided life and death issues. So sitting in a chair is perfectly fine. And I want you to take 3 very deep breaths. And with each exhale, let your body relax and become present to your body. It's great if you can be present to your body from your head to your toes, rather than just from your neck up. Let your mind settle and not jump from place to place, thinking about the laundry, thinking about some task that needs to be done, thinking about some business things. Just let your mind settle. For a little bit, let your mind take a vacation from thinking. Just be present to your body. What do your buttocks feel like sitting on your chair? You feel like you're sitting stably? Or do you feel like the hip is up on one side? Or one hip is down? You try to sit with your back straight rather than humped over. So you could be present to the state of your back and spine, because that can be very, very useful. Your head sitting straight on your shoulders? Or are you tilting to one side or the other, or forward or back? Try to have your head be straight. Try to have the top of your head up and not tilting backwards. Now, in Taoist meditation, you always have your tongue touching the roof of your mouth at the roots of your upper teeth. So relax your tongue. Relax the base of your tongue. And that will connect a major energetic circle in your body, frequently referred to as the microcosmic orbit. Just let it touch. Let your mind and your body let go. Now, in the basic outer dissolving method of Taoist meditation, where the method could be translated as ice to water, water to gas, we were dealing with your body and the stress in your body. But if you eventually want to take meditation to the point where it can relieve everything inside you, that means not just your body and not just the energy that runs through your body, and not just all your emotions, and not just that which powers your ability to be aware and think, not the thoughts, not the thinking, but actually what brings about the awareness for thoughts to emerge. And not only that, but you want to eventually be able to deal with the psychic world. Not in the sense that you would know what's going to happen next week, or the ability to play tarot cards better, but simply to become aware of the invisible world around you and how it impacts you. And if you wish not to be just be able to deal with that inside yourself, but also your karma and all that means. If you also want to find out what your essences are, who you really are beyond your personality or any experience you've ever had or thought about, imagined or fantasized about, what you truly are has very little to do with what has ever happened or how you could project from what has happened to you into the future. In other words, if you like your inner world to be free, to be balanced, then you use inner dissolving. And so the first step is also ice to water, but then water to inner space. And ice to water, as you know, is relaxation. You have something that is blocked inside you, something that you perceive as not being smooth and being stuck. The next step is to relax it, to let go of what binds it. However, the resolution of the deeper things inside you will not come from relaxation. Not in the beginning, because that which is relaxed can become tense again. It just needs a different circumstance to resolve. And that's why they used the metaphor ice to water. Ice can melt in the water. But if a cold wind comes up, water can freeze back into ice. So it is just relaxing and letting go to where you can stably, at least for some time, relax inside yourself. And understanding that relaxing your body is not the same thing as relaxing your emotions. When a person is having a drama, when a person is having a mental breakdown, when a person is suffering severe emotional trauma, or when a person is suffering indecision and confusion about their emotion, from the perspective of Taoist meditation, the water of the mind has turned to ice because it's frozen. It can't change into what would naturally occur over time. It's frozen in time. And with that frozenness comes discomfort, pain, confusion, and generally not being happy with the situation. That's what ice to water is. In one sense, at the ultimate level of Taoist meditation, you can call anything a meditation because it's something you do in your ongoing state 24 hours a day. But in the beginning, doing a meditation means you're doing something to get this result, or you're doing something to take you into that door, into the house where meditation really happens. When you arrive in that house, so much of the technique is going to disappear. And you're going to go for things that are much deeper. But the beginning is not necessarily the end. So start at the very top of your head, the crown of your head, the by-way point. Let your awareness be present to this place. Let your awareness relax and just stay there. Not with any kind of force, but just as if you have dropped a stone into a pool of water. And when it finally sinks to the bottom, it just sits there. It doesn't have to exert anything to sit there. It just sits there. Gradually, you're becoming aware of something. You're becoming present to the fact that you were aware of something. What we're going to do is take a journey through your head, because at any point inside your body, your energy could be blocked. So the first thing you need to be able to do is have the willingness and the ability to travel through your body. So when you encounter a blockage, you can resolve it. And that's the subject of the next stage of meditation. But right now, we are at the recognition phase of what's going on. So from the top of your head, going down, front, sides, and back. Let your awareness go down and try to notice. And by notice, I don't mean making a picture. I mean just recognize if everything feels open, easy, or not. Something feels stuck, or is it open and easy? If it's open and easy, you don't have a blockage. And if you feel stuck, you do. And the purpose of meditation is to resolve blockages. From this point of view, the ego is just an ongoing blockage. It just has a lot of parts. And in each of those parts is a blockage. And going down, just be aware and stay kind of on the surface of your skin. And if you can allow your awareness to go inside your body, just half an inch to an inch. Because your awareness has the ability to penetrate your body, and your awareness has the ability to recognize energies are moving in your body. So everyone was born with differing abilities. There is a huge range of experience in the human condition. So some people are very sensitive, and some people are very numb. But all you want to care about is just go down and do what you can. Move down towards your eyebrow. Eventually, in Taoist meditation, the ability to feel and penetrate and see what's going on inside you will actually take you into the center of your brain. Well, some people have the opening that you cannot feel inside your brain. The Taoists have been doing it for millennia. So bit by bit, start coming down your forehead, the front, sides, and back. Right, get to the height of your eyebrow. Now, if at first you can't feel all the way around your head at once, start by just going down the front, then go back to the top of your head again. And do the same thing down the sides to the height of the eyebrows. And then go back to the top and come down the back, being very present to what is inside your body. See if you can be present, feel, and have awareness of the front, back, and sides of your head simultaneously. Like a great sheet of water just slowly flowing down your head. And everywhere that water touches in the front, back, and side, you are aware of what's happening inside of yourself. As you go down a little bit lower, you arrive at the eyeballs. You want to feel inside the eyeball, because just in the back of the eyeball is a spot where your optic nerve and your brain join your eyeball. And while this will feed your brain, it could be blocked. So does it feel open, comfortable, or not? Many people who work in highly visual jobs, looking at computer screens, looking at colors, working with machines, where they have to look down and make sure every tiny little thing is right. These are very visual jobs that tend to build up a lot of visual stress. And that stress stores in the optic nerve. So for now, just feel what's in your eyeball. Then what's just behind it? Because eventually releasing the optic nerve where all that visual stress is stored, flow into your brain and make your brain become much more happy, much less stressed, and much less distorted. And just being present for what's inside you. Moving down a bit further to your ears, into the middle of your ear, and inside. Now, all of us know what external sound is. you listened to a rock and roll album or a symphony, or an announcer on the radio, and you know that external sounds, and sometimes we just hear them. But go inside your ears and just be aware of what's there. Thus, through years of meditation, you can begin the process of hearing internal sounds, the sounds of the nervous system, the sounds that your nervous system is making all the time inside you, that most people don't pay any attention to, but are affected by. Now going to the top of your head again and coming down again. Front, back, and sides at the same time. Be aware of your temple. Into the middle of your temple, on the side of your head. Another important spot. Just be aware. Then go on down a little and begin to be aware of your vertebra and spinal cord. Try to start feeling the spaces between the vertebrae. And recognizing if the space between each vertebra feels comfortable, if it feels clear, or if something is going on that's just not that great. All you're trying to do is just feel and be present to what is happening inside you. If you could ask the question, is this a place I could probably get a neck ache from? It might be possible. But it can be much more than that, because your spinal cord is connected to your brain. And your brain can store all kinds of stress, as well as all sorts of experiences that can go to all parts of you, the physical, the energetic, the emotional, the mental, the psychic, the karmic, and the essence. It could be a way of recognizing what's going on. And once you can recognize what's going on, Taoist meditation will then start showing you how to release those blockages. Just pause and relax. Open your eyes. The primary beginning technique in Zen is quiet sitting. In Tibetan Buddhism, it is visualizing and saying mantras. And in the Eastern Orthodox Church, it's sitting, stilling the mind. And in Taoist meditation, it's called inner dissolving. Ice to water. First you relax, and then water to inner space. So humans are funny creatures, that they have the ability inside themselves to actually contact any plane inside themselves. Everything inside their bodies, everything inside their mind. And the meditation world says that at the highest spiritual level, one can contact the entire universe. And then there's the funny phrases, the microcosm and the macrocosm. How the external universe is mimicked in the human body. There have been many books written about this, and there are many philosophers who have gone on deeply into this, and it's something that many people have looked at. I mention it, but it's not a subject for us at the moment. Now, inside yourself, you are going into inner space. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you have a blockage and you begin to put your attention on it and you remain present to your awareness of that blockage, you will find that your awareness will begin to penetrate the blockage. And at a certain point, the energy that comprises that blockage will echo in your awareness. And the basic technique is to have it let go into what Buddhism and Taoism call emptiness. We're going to stay with Taoism and not go into the Buddhist idea of emptiness, because Taoism had the idea of emptiness before the Buddha was even born. If something is so, it can get found by a lot of different methods and people. The truth will come out one way or another. So there is emptiness. when you start going into emptiness, you go into a space in your inner world that's bigger than what you were previously able to recognize. And that's because before the release, everything is condensed and contracted. It is as though the blockage seems to be only as big as a pinprick, a tiny coin. Pearl, any very small thing. And then all of a sudden, inside yourself, you find your awareness appearing to expand into something the size of a room. And now, of course, you're inside your own body, and you can't expand physically into that size of a room, but your mind can. When you go into that place, which is as big as the size of a room, you release what was in that blockage, because the blockage loses its cohesion. It could be compared to if you had an atom and you let all the binding force inside of it let go, then its parts, its little parts inside that atom could actually move outward and perhaps occupy as much space as a galaxy. So when things are bound, they appear to take a shape. They appear at an internal level to take a form. Happiness is a configuration inside your mind. So is anger. So is sadness. So is mental trauma. So is unhappiness or frustration or helplessness. And so is joy, which when you have that space and the pressure is taken off, that which is not real tends to leave, and unhappiness has a tendency to turn to joy. Sadness into an appreciation for things. Hopelessness into enthusiasm. These things can happen. So water, ice to water, water to inner space. And this is the process. This is what Taoist meditation is about. When you are sitting here right now, if you experience something that seems to be stuck, that seems not to be clear, that seems not to be flowing, that does not seem, for want of a better word, to be as it should be. If you keep your mind on it, let your mind penetrate it until it loses all its binding, all its cohesion. That's what you're after. Because this is what the basic process of Taoist meditation, inner dissolving, is. When we continue next time, we'll work on how it works and ways that it can be used for all sorts of things. It's a lot there. Oof. An introduction the inner dissolving. Anybody have any questions or thoughts at the moment?
I mean, that I think sometimes just a different word, excuse me, helps illuminate something. So
Yes,
I found it very moving. And
good. Anything for Carol or Linda?
Totally agree with Joanne. It's a lot, and yeah, it's just going to take some time to process.
yeah,
Yes, it is. Well, great. So we have one more class before the holiday break, which is 2 weeks. And that next week's class is the beginning of a new session.
Okay.
So if I can see you next week, it'll be great. If not, I understand, but we will be continuing into inner dissolving so that you
Right.
can work with that over the break in what time you can find. Since I know you'll have other things going on as well. So thank you.
thank you. David.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Thank you. See you all next week.
Yep. See you next
Okay.
week, hopefully.
Good luck.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
I definitely want to be there in person next week.
I will with my father. So.
Linda would have been here except her choirs